Were you allowed to talk about money? Or did your parents say things like, hey, we don't talk about money in our family because it's rude? What were the messages that you received about money? Was money good? Was money bad? Go back to age 7 and think about what are some of the things that you could have picked up around money. So you absorb those messages and then you start creating what are called money scripts. If you feel stuck, if you feel like, hey, this thing keeps happening, you're likely running on a subconscious money script. You can actually rewrite these scripts. How do you rewrite this? You're not stuck for the rest of forever. You can rewire your brain starting today. 80% of our money behaviors are subconscious. And there's some research done by the University of Cambridge. And they say that you start forming your money habits and beliefs around age 3. And they are pretty much set by age 7. Before you've ever earned your first paycheck, you observe, you learn, you imitate. So I want you to think back to age 7. What was going on in your life around age 7? And I want you to think about what was the family history with money. Were you allowed to talk about money? Or did your parents say things like, hey, we don't talk about money in our family because it's rude? Or they never talked about money. So whether something was said overtly or just that's just how they behaved, you still pick it up. So I want you to think about what were the messages that you received about money? Was money good? Was money bad? Was money ignored? Was there stress or fighting around bills? And I just want you to go back to age 7 and think about what are some of the things that you could have picked up around money. So if you received messages like, money doesn't grow on trees, we can't afford that, or don't ask, or you felt like, I can't ask for anything because I'll just get a no. So you absorb those messages and then you start creating what are called money scripts. And you have these money scripts still going in your mind today, and those subconscious beliefs control 80% of your behaviors around money. So the problem is that 80% of your behavior was formed when you were 7. I have a client, a very wealthy client, and he feels guilty for being wealthy. He still wants to be wealthy, and he still works for it, but he feels very, very guilty about having money. Every morning when he wakes up, he said the very first thing that goes through his head is, I'm unworthy. Every single morning. And he says it's the very first thought. We talked a little bit more about that, and I found out that there's 3 siblings. And his father told him every single day, you're not going to amount to anything. Every single day, you're not going to amount to anything. So today, he's still trying to prove his father wrong. So he wants to be wealthy, but he feels guilty and he tortures himself. He actually punishes himself on a daily basis. Some little thing, I won't charge my car at my house. I've got to go charge it at the Tesla station and stand there for 45 minutes. Like, I'm not going to, little things. I'm going to punish myself in little ways because the people in his neighborhood, the people from his family, the people from the country that he was raised in are poor. So I want you to think about what are some of the patterns that you see in your life. If you feel stuck, if you feel like, hey, this thing keeps happening, you're likely running on a subconscious money script. And everybody has them. Some can be positive and some can be negative. And I really want to deal with the ones that are negative. So in my work with clients, I'm going to read you the top issues that I see over and over again, or at least the ideas. So the very first one, this is so big that everybody deals with this. The number one money problem is that people try to solve emotional problems with money. They try to fill those emotional holes. That's never going to work because you cannot get enough of what you don't need. So if you need, so my client is trying to fill the hole of his father's love, trying to prove, hey, you're wrong by earning more and more money, but that hole's never filled because he can never get enough of what he doesn't need. Some other common themes that I see. You grew up with very little. So money has become the measure of your success, even above relationships or your health in some situations. It's become your road mark. Next one, you avoid your finances. I see this a lot. You won't look at your bank account. You want someone else to do it. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to deal with it, but you're constantly stressed about money. You think about it all the time, but you just won't look at it. Next one, you feel like you'll never have enough money. I had a client tell me, doesn't matter how much I have in my bank account, I'll never feel like I have enough money. Also, you tell yourself you can always earn more. So you earn more, but the money seems to disappear. And you keep this cycle up, earning and earning, but you wonder how long you can keep up that pace. Another one is you sabotage your success with constant reinvention because stability feels unfamiliar. So let's talk about how we can reprogram this, because the good news is that you can actually rewrite these scripts. And I want to talk today about how is it, if you're noticing a pattern, how do you rewrite this? You're not stuck for the rest of forever. We can actually inform our 7-year-old how we want to think about money. So let's go with a concept called neuroplasticity, which means that your brain can be taught new things, and you can rewire your brain literally. So I want you to understand this phrase: neurons that fire together, wire together. Will you guys say that with me? Neurons that fire together, wire together. Which means if I am repeating, I did some research, I'm gonna read this to you. So it means that if you have stress about money every time you think about it, you're reinforcing that habit. If you think, I'm not good with money, and then you have these feelings of stress, you're tightening that wire. You're tightening that neural pathway. So when you repeat certain emotional responses, especially around money, and there's so much emotion around money, you strengthen the neural pathways that support those beliefs. So I'll never have enough, money is stressful, and then your brain starts to look for proof. So let's talk today about how we can rewire this in a different way. So this is a picture, and this is kind of the answer, really. We're going to practice gratitude. If you say, I receive wealth with, or I am excited and grateful for, that actually changes the whole chemistry. So as you can see here, we want to gratitude. This is kind of a powerful concept because all the research shows that gratitude calms that amygdala in the back of your brainstem, that fear-based thing that starts causing panic. It calms that. And then it also boosts your prefrontal cortex, which allows you to think and to plan. So your brain goes from problems to possibilities. So the research that I found is if you calm the amygdala, then you have reduced anxiety and stress. You have improved emotional regulation, less panic, better sleep, who doesn't want that, less cortisol and adrenaline flooding through your body, and improved immune function. And as we boost our prefrontal cortex, we have clearer thinking, we have stronger willpower, we have improved problem solving, which is really helpful as an entrepreneur, we have greater empathy, and we have better long-term decision making. So I want you just to jot down one message that came from your childhood. Just one thing that your family believes around money. And even if you think you've gone past it, but your siblings still kind of repeat it, your parents still repeat it. Write down one thing. We want to switch this from survival mode to thrive mode. And we do that by expressing gratitude. So I want you to think about how this practice, and I want to give you this idea to do, and this will rewire your brain. I want you to start thinking every single day, and you can do it morning or night, right when you wake up in the morning, that your brain is really receptive, and right before you go to bed at night, your brain is super receptive. So I receive wealth, with gratitude, or I am excited and grateful for, and I want you to just come up with 3 things pertaining to money specifically. Now, my client has separated his relationship with his father and his money, and now he can enjoy his wealth more. And he's also giving back to the community and working with people to help them grow their own businesses, so he feels like he's giving back. You can rewire your brain starting today. Thank you.